Hey, hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Web3 and Chill. I'm Ayush, and with me I have my co host Vishal. And today we have a very interesting person on our podcast. So we have Kareem with us, who is the CMO at Warranty. So, Kareem, hi, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Yeah.
So always, always happy to jump on chats and talk about exciting stuff we're building. So thank
Yeah.
you for the invite once again.
So I read what warranty is, loved it, but I would rather have our viewers listen from the horse's mouth. What are you building? What is it? So go on, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you for the intro. So my name is Kareem. I'm the CMO at Warranty. Warranty is a fidgets marketplace. Fidget is basically a combination of physical and digital. We place physical assets on the blockchain. So the way we do it is we connect physical high value assets with the blockchain by creating a digital twin to the asset. So let's take an example of jewelry or collectible coins or high value luxury watches, which have like a significant amount of fraud on secondary market. So to kind of solve and tackle the issue of legitimacy and fake high value physical items, we create a digital twin, attach it to your physical item. Then once that is created, you now have a literal digital twin for your physical item that shows what it is and everything, all its character traits. You can trade that digital item after you ship the physical item to our vault services, where it's safely stored in really A class or A grade security. And as long as the digital is being traded, you can trade it as much as you want. Then the final owner who wants to redeem the new physical item can then connect wallet, verify that they own the NFT, which is the digital twin, and then they can redeem the physical item, which then gets shipped to their physical address.
Got it, got it. So it's a very interesting concept. I have a follow-up question, in terms of this entire concept of digital, when do you think it is going to be massively adopted, or is it going to be something that is only going to be skewed toward a luxury segment?
Yeah, so I mean, digital, the point where we are at right now, where we can and we are able to attach value to digital items, this is a revolution by itself on multiple
Mhm.
fronts, not only the technological front, but also cultural revolution and art revolution. It's going to impact a lot of verticals. I think mainstream is a conversation we can have when the end user doesn't feel the friction of the underlying technology. Right now, a lot of experimentation is happening. A lot of builders are trying new ways to attract users to the offering. But at the end of the day, I think what matters the most is solving a problem. The end user, or like let's say the mainstream user, most of them won't care how it's being done. They just want it done. So what we're focusing on is primarily fixing a problem in an industry where not only
Got it.
fakes are being traded, but also uh, letting the user access more than just their physical items. So the problem right now with what you said, not what you said, basically the problem that you highlighted. So physical collectibles or high value luxury items or whatever that is, has a problem which is instant liquidity. So it's really tough to sell it and then buy it again. And when you have a digital twin attached to it, it really resolves that part. And this can go not only to high value luxury items, but also to physical assets such as real estate.
Got it.
And there are companies that are that are solving the problem through NFTs and through tokenization of real estate to attract that
Got it.
vertical. So I hope
So
that
be
answered your question.
got it. Got it. So authentication and ownership is the primary use case you're playing around.
Yeah, making it simple for people to trade high value physical assets. we start with collectibles, luxury watches, luxury jewelry items, because that niche really needs authenticity. Authenticity is kind of like a major
That's true.
problem there.
That's true.
But real estate also offers a fundamental and foundational and institutional problem where not everyone has access to capital because of a lot of processes you need to get the capital required to buy real estate, and then add on top of that the bureaucratic hassle through payment processing. And you might not be able to access certain opportunities because of X, Y, or Z. So all of that can be resolved while tokenizing real estate, for example.
So, let's say I own a luxury watch. I want a digital twin of it to show off, maybe on Instagram or some other platform where I can show off a few years later. Now I'm going to a really high class executive party and I want to wear that watch. How do I do that? I have the NFT. You guys have it stored in the vault. I don't want to give it up. I just want to have it for a few hours. How will that work?
Wow, that's actually a very interesting use case. I'm jotting that down. With all the user research that I've done, and this is the first time that someone presents to me that issue, which is I want to wear it for just a couple of hours. Well, you can redeem it. Like, let's say you have a wedding coming up, or an event you want to have it to wear it there. You can redeem it, and then once you are done with that event, and then when you want to safely store it again, you can then vault it again. So I guess there is a turnaround around. There is a solution around that.
So on
But
Warren,
you brought up a really valid point about I wanna wear it, I wanna take it with me to a physical event. When we were like kind of building the tech infrastructure behind our product to validate that, okay, people would want to value this. What primary use case was also a lot of watch collectors find it really difficult to showcase all their collection when they go to watch related events. So they have like, let's say 6-7 watches, but they're not going to travel around carrying a case worth like, let's say 200K, you know. It would be very easy to show them as NFTs on your mobile device or whatever.
makes sense. So on your warranty platform, is it that users can trade those NFTs, or do they still need to go to a different exchange for that?
No, so the end goal, so right now we are in a private beta, because a lot of battle testing is happening until we roll out the open beta in the beginning of new year. So what we want to get to is a place where warranty, just the name specifies, people can trust it because it's a warranty. So if you have an NFT issued from warranty attached to your physical
Okay.
item, people can see that, okay, this has been vetted, checked, certified, and warranty put the blue check mark on it, indicating that the physical item is in fact in safe condition and everything is fine, so that the digital twin resembles exactly that.
Okay.
Another thing we're also adding to that is if something happens to the physical item, like let's say it's not in perfect condition as we receive it or something like that, this also updates, all these updates are shown on the metadata so that you know what you are buying as well when you purchase the digital twin.
Got it. And how does the revenue work for you guys? Like, is it?
Transaction, we make a cut on transaction volume,
Oh,
like any
that's
marketplace.
pretty interesting. And is there any cost for me to? Is there any cost that I need to pay if I want digital twin of a physical asset?
Right now, no.
No.
No, we just want to make it as easy as possible for people to actually create a digital twin for their asset. So what we're doing is just upload your asset, upload the certificates with it, and then get the digital twin that you own. This is non-transferable until it's verified by us, and we verify that you actually own this thing when you send it to us, or like to our vault partner.
So let's say if somebody has a Armani or Rolex watch and they want a digital twin, how's the process? Like, okay, they come to you, they're like, hey, I've shipped the watch. These are the certificates that I own this watch. What do you do next? How do you make a digital twin of it?
Yeah, so the onboarding we're trying to create is something very simple, where the user can actually upload photos and documentation and the information about the asset itself themselves through like a 3-step process. Once that is there, we create the digital asset resembling that physical asset. And now you own it, but it's not transferable because you cannot sell something without value attached to it. And we only want to make it valuable once we validate that this is okay, good. Now once it passes the first check, we ask you to send it to us if you want to unlock further trading activities on that digital twin. When you send it, we receive it, we validate. Now your NFT is tradable. Now you can actually trade your token.
Wow, that's awesome. So for how long have you or has Warranty been working on this?
So privately, we've been building under the covers for a year, like the beginning of this year. But
wow.
we held back from any marketing push up until all tech is audited and validated, which happened during like the beginning of fall. And now we're kind of ramping up comms plan, and we're actually working on something really, really interesting. If you guys want to know, we can tell you more about it.
Yeah,
Sure,
please go
happy
ahead.
to know. Also, is it a bootstrap startup or have you raised any funding?
Yeah, we raised funds, and right now we're also
Okay,
raising as well again. So
nice.
yeah, so primarily we're the team behind Warranty has been in the startup scene for quite a while now. So we've all seen the rise and falls of multiple startups. We've been raising funds for quite a bit of our career. So yeah, and yeah, what I want to tell you about something interesting was
Yeah,
a
please.
project is being launched also. We're launching Chron, short for Chronicles, and Chronicles is basically, I'll send you the link. It's chronicles.xyz. So this is basically a project around watchmaking. So we're bridging traditional watch craftsmanship with a new and innovative mechanic to create watches. Kron, as the name says, he's the original watchmaker. He's the guy, that's the story and the lore behind the whole narrative. He's the first person who discovered this ancient craft. What we want to do is allow people to participate in a co-creation experience to co-build a Swiss-made unique watch,
Oh,
in partnership
amazing.
with basically Antoine Choumi, which is a very well-known Swiss watchmaker who worked for brands such as Hublot, Cartier, and Richard Mille, and multiple others, and all that's available on the website. Basically, now you can allow people through tokens to participate in a very niche industry that wasn't able and this wasn't able before,
Got it.
basically digital assets. The end goal is after the holders of the ecosystem vote on multiple designs and the votes progress from one stage to the other. Once it reaches the final stage, it's now put on Antoine's desk where he will create it as a physical watch. And you have the chance to actually decide if you want to buy the physical watch that has been co-created through a collective effort of the people.
Got it.
That's
It's
great.
like a DAO if I read it right, right?
Sorry?
Basically, it's like a DAO of its own.
Like technically, no. Theoretically, yes. Like if you wanna say like communal participation, yes, but like it's not a DAO entity.
Okay, yeah,
But
got it, got it,
So,
got it. What great
so,
concept, bro.
so for Chronicle, let's say if I have some tokens, I can participate in the process of building a watch or designing a watch, and then I can take a call, hey, do I want to buy this in reality or not? So
yeah.
just acting as devil's advocate,
Mhm.
why do we need a Web3 based mechanism for this? Why can't people just buy membership of Chronicle, let's say using their Visa or Mastercards, be a part of that, help
They
the creator
can.
create it? They can? Okay.
Yeah. We're
Okay.
going on a Web 2.5 approach.
Okay.
So we kind of figured that the watch industry, which is very set for disruption and very traditional in its own ethos and its own values, might not have immersed itself as much as other crypto native people or NFT native people as they did. So you might be a watch lover, but you don't own a MetaMask wallet. That doesn't hinder you from participating with Kron. We're making it easy for you to purchase this digital collectible through an easy on-ramp and off-ramp. So basically, you can purchase with credit card, and then you can choose to transfer that digital collectible to your wallet to have full custody over it if you want to.
That's very interesting, man. So I'm somebody who loves watches. Maybe so. Is Cron live or it's still in its beta stage?
Like, did we launch? I mean, no, not yet. So what we're gonna do is kind of like an early bird pre-sale this year, and this is gonna be like less than 10% of the collection. Collection is gonna be 1,440 because that's the number of minutes in a day. And see, it's all about time. And after this very, very soft launch, we're gonna create our very closely knit community. And then beginning next year, we do a private sale and then a public sale to basically launch the whole digital collectibles, 1,440.
That's
It
very
sounds
interesting. So Cron is something that is being built by Warranty itself.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
great.
Our reason is quite it's very interrelated. Like high value physical assets, you want to redeem them on warranty, but you want to get them first, right?
Okay, that's very interesting. So you get them first on Cron, and then you trade it using Warranty. I like how you guys have used your amazing brain here.
Maybe I'll change
Yeah.
gears slightly. I wanted to know what you're doing on the brand side of thing, and what is that entity that you have also been
Yeah.
connected
So
to.
Brandverse came alive in 2021, in September 2021, to be exact. It came alive with the concept of building a brand with the community. So we first went out with a watch brand that we
Oh,
showcased the designs to our community. They then voted on a brand name and brand logo. And from that point, we had Zena, which is the first Web3 native wearable. If you owned that NFT wearable, you also received it as a physical counterpart. We just
wow.
recently opened the redemption of our physical items to our holders. So they receive it as so they receive basically the physical counterpart of their watch.
Got it.
Brandverse right now is more of an agency that is assisting potential brands or partners who want to venture in this space, whether that is through wearables or metaverse activations or any other services that we can offer to brands and businesses coming in as partners. So yeah, that's basically Brandverse.
Got it. Got it. I have a very noob question. If I am owning, let's say I am owning this is a high value asset. It's not. It's a remote, but it's a high value asset, and I have an NFT for it. So do I need to have a mandatory account in an OpenSea or a MetaMask where I can do that? Because I believe that is being a barrier for consumer to enter this entire segment to create a crypto wallet and then connect an NFT. So how are you planning to simplify this entire process or to reduce the barrier for a end user to get into this?
You have a physical asset and basically from the physical asset to the digital twin, you mean?
Yeah.
So you create the account on Warranty, upload the asset just with like photos, and then you can receive the digital twin on Warranty's account, on your account on Warranty, which
Okay.
you can then transfer to your self-custodial wallet if you choose so. But our job as people building literally on the intersection between both worlds is to make it as easy as possible to onboard new users rather than talking about the technology infrastructure. We're talking about the user experience, making it as easy as possible. Log in via email, have it stored there. If you want to if you want self-custody, feel free to transfer it to your MetaMask. Here's the guide on how to do that. Now, the decentralized advocate in me, the person who is always preaching decentralized economies and self-custody and all of that stuff, would say, but hey, this is against the ethos of the whole space and everything. But decentralization also comes at a cost, which is very slow maintenance. It also comes at a cost of a buggy user experience right now. and we'd want to just cut those hurdles to make the experience easier. So instead of putting everything behind decentralization and thinking, yeah, it needs to be fully decentralized, even if the experience is not as good, we can go on a halfway, we can meet halfway.
Got it, got it, got it. Yeah, I think that's a better approach to make it easier for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last year, I think when a year and a half ago, my dad was telling me like he heard about this Ethereum thing from YouTube or something, and he was like, "Tell me, what should I do
So,
now?"
so everyone's
So I
dads
made
now.
yeah, so I made like I was writing like bullet points on what should I tell my dad and how he can do it. It was like around 9 to 12 points from Binance account until
Okay,
MetaMask.
okay.
And that was like, well, that's not mainstream. Mainstream is when when
No.
3.9 billion users are on Facebook.
Mhm.
That's mainstream.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. On that point, do you also collect NFT for your own? Do you do that?
Me?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm
And
as degen as it can get.
got it. And if you won't mind sharing, what are your NFT collection and what
Yeah, sure.
how you
So
decide if you want to buy something?
yeah, I'll tell you about how I got in the space and what kept me in. Basically, my first was an ape, and it was the first week of mint. Basically, 3 to 4 weeks later, I sold it for really cheap, and I was like, "Oh no!" When everything like went skyrocketed, I was like, "Wait, did I just miss the boat?" Like I sold my ape really early, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna go full on this space and not let this impact me. So I went on from one PFP collection to the other, from one promising P2E revolutionary game to another rug to everything. Like I experienced it all until like I started like making, just as you asked, criteria of how I can vet what is this project worthy of it. So first things first is, do I like it? That's the question I ask myself. Second thing is like, do I like how it looks like, what it is like? Is it a collectible? Is it a wearable? Is it whatever? Is it music? Is it art? Second thing is, okay, who's the person behind it or the team? Are they building something foundational? Like if it's just a meme project and they're not building anything and they told everyone, look, this is a meme project, no expectations, I might buy into it if I like the meme, but there needs to be like certain expectations and yeah, so expectations must be set realistically by the team. Second, is the community bot or is it real? So am I enjoying my time with those people that are there, or are they just bots spamming Discord all day? And yeah, are they tackling a real issue? So can these NFTs be used for further stuff? So is it an IP play, like in the case of Doodles or an ape or a punk or nouns or whatever? Can it go somewhere like that? Or is it just nothing? So based on all these elements, you kind of have your matrix. But at the end of the day,
Got it.
it boils down to whether you like it or not.
Got it. And
Are
you
they
own an ape, is it correct?
Sorry?
You own an ape, the board
No,
ape?
I sold it 3 weeks after I bought it. That was one of the
Oh,
mistakes I did.
oh, okay, got it.
are they I'm really sorry to hear that you couldn't sell
Yeah.
your A for hundreds and thousands of dollars, and you sold it for maybe like 8 9K after three
No,
weeks.
not
Huh?
even, not even,
And- Oh
not
man, that's
even.
sad.
Let's
I
that.
think that is I think that is why you are obsessed with time. I hope you invent a time machine someday and go back and make yourself do not sell that ape.
Maybe, yeah. I feel, yeah, I can. I should
I
do
think
so.
maybe we can name this episode as the guy who sold ape too early.
Less than one ETH. I sold it at less than one ETH.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, but that's fine. You live, you let live,
Yeah.
you let go. What's important is, look, no one at that time during that time inside the Discord, no one had any idea that this would
Yeah.
skyrocket to 150 ETH. And
True.
anyone who tells you otherwise, just say like, cut the bullshit, like it's not true. no one expected that this much high,
That's
like even the founders themselves didn't expect it.
no one expected. True, that's true. No one expected it will go this high. But yeah, here
So,
we are.
so following up, you mentioned you have your set of parameters on if an NFT collection is great or not. So, do you think there are any promising NFT collections that you're looking at, or something you think can be really big from now?
Um, I did a post a couple of a week back
Uh-huh.
on LinkedIn, and I said like it was like 7 changes I expect about the NFT space in 2023. That the NFT word will not be used anymore. It'll be like digital collectibles, digital avatars,
Mm-hmm.
points, access tokens, membership pass, whatever. I think that the meta will shift towards the experience itself rather than, oh, this is an NFT. Like what Reddit did. Reddit onboarded 3 million wallets or more to their platform by saying these are digital avatars.
Yeah.
A project that I like and I'm personally invested in is Fluff World. So I like Fluff World because of a lot of elements. They have a set of, I think, 11 or 12 collections under the Non-Fungible Labs ecosystem. They're a huge team, I think 50 or 60 strong right now, very heavily funded. And they're building a lot of layers, towards an open metaverse, starting from layer one, so a blockchain, plus their native currency, plus like gamification between the assets and the collections, how they interact with one another. They made this really interactive lore that kept people hooked even further on every new collection and gave people value. And I like the community there. I made like serious best friends from there. And then I also like Sappy Seals. I like the seals because like who doesn't? Like they're very cute, and I mean they're really cute, and the community is buzzing. They're always there. They're always like ready to talk to you, help you out and stuff. So I like the seals. What else? Yeah, I mean as PFP collections or like major, those are the ones that I like.
That's interesting. Thanks for that. Hopefully, our audience will take a look into this and, if possible, make some money. Again, not a financial advice, guys. So you went, you were a product owner, then Brandverse, and then Warranty. So let's talk a little bit more about how do you handle Brandverse? I mean, are you still working on Brandverse or you stopped it? You
Yeah,
still.
no, I am. But since it is like an agency model right now, the plus I have co-founders that take a little bit off my shoulders, and like it all boils down to time management. I mean, working in 15 to 30-minute intervals is key. If a meeting doesn't need more than 15 minutes, it shouldn't take more than 15 minutes. It's 15
Uh-huh.
minutes, meaning. So give each thing its dedicated time. But I must be honest as well. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. It's not like I have like blocks of work and 8 hours are done and I'm like happy now and everything's fine and la la land. It's not like that. It's 10+ hour work days and sometimes 6 days a week. But
Uh-huh.
I mean, I like it, I don't mind the extra work, not because I'm forced or anything. I just love it. I love what I do.
Oh man, that's great. What exactly do you guys do at Brandverse? What is it about?
I said like we started to co-create a brand with the community, and that's what we did at first. We developed a proprietary 3D solution that allows us to create 3D assets that are extractable into multiple digital formats and multiple
Mm-hmm.
file formats. Essentially, after the market crashed in June, we faced a lot of problems that hindered us from executing more dev work
Okay.
on the actual metaverse plans that we had. So we had to like take a step back and really consider the reality of the situation after multiple attempts to actually try to fund the metaverse plans. We found ourselves in limbo. So essentially we decided to go into an agency model where it's less capital heavy, but at the same time keeps the company alive and lets us participate in what we can provide to the table and bring to the table, the expertise that we have, you know. So sometimes you just need to make lemonade, basically.
Yeah, I think that that's pretty practical. Now, moving on, you already work with two Web3 companies, and there are a lot of people out there who want to make that Web3 move from their Web2 companies. What would you advise to these people who want to get into Web3 but might not have relevant experience?
Um, okay, so I never wrote a single line of code in my life. And this is my third software start, like tech startup. And if you want to make it in tech, you can. And basically, you just need to focus on what you like. So for me, I'm like, my background is in marketing, and you have like a lot of no code tools that allow you to do a lot of stuff right now with your skill set. So whether it's product, whether it's marketing, whether it's community management, you know, there's a lot of roles that can be filled in Web3 and are in high demand and are non-technical. So you don't need to be like a full-on full stack developer to be able to enter and venture in this space. First things first, I recommend like what Gary Vee always says, your 100 hour of research. And that is what we did when we first entered the crypto space. Like I didn't want to just go buy stuff without understanding what the hell it is. I just want to know what it
Yeah.
is. Like, and I couldn't understand the jargon at first. I was like, what is layer two? What is this? And you know, but then you just put more time, put more effort, and then you kind of understand, you kind of like have a feeling of what's happening, you know. And yeah, my advice would be find something you're passionate about and fill with that skill, fill a gap need. So fill a need in that space. For example, if you're passionate about helping people, connecting people together, might be community manager role would be something good for you. Start talking to people in different Web3 communities, whether that is crypto, DeFi, or NFTs. Understand their lingo and what are they talking about, and then figure out your passion.
Well, that's great. When are you planning to have a launch for warranty?
Next year, beginning next year.
Okay, that's when it'll be available for public. And will
Yeah.
the services be restricted only to Germany?
No, it's gonna be worldwide, but like we're focusing our rollout on the German market simply because we are in Berlin, and yeah, we're going in that direction.
And how
One
big
of
is your
the
squad?
13 strong now.
1313 or 3013?
Yeah, 13. No, 13.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. And what's also interesting that I didn't tell you about is another problem that you face with physical assets is liquidity. It's hard to sell them. Our extended roadmap on warranty is allowing you basically first you tokenize the asset. Now you can take an instant flash loan on the asset, on the tokenized asset, place it as a collateral, and take 60 or 70% out of the value of it directly as an instant loan.
Oh wow, that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
doing what banks would do. So how will that help you make money? I'm a little
Me?
confused. I mean, the
Me
company.
personally? How will it make us like we're doing like you're paying an interest on that loan, so simply.
Oh, okay. So it'll act as a financial institution in that sense.
No,
Got it. But
that's we're not a financial institution, and we're never gonna say that in public because we're not a regulated financial institution. We are a marketplace. How we do it is we offer you the service to do that. So we connect you with the financial. So we have a financial provider partner that we take a loan, we tokenize that. The tokenized asset gets a loan from there, and we make a markup on it.
Got it.
got it,
Vishal,
got
you
it.
had something.
No, I am just curious on how it will be adopted for the end user because today people are comfortable with this entire ecosystem thing, and majorly they are uncomfortable because they do not understand this fully. My question is, when do you see this is going to get adopted at a scale maybe?
Um, as I said like earlier, the the goal is to make a seamless onboarding that addresses a user need. And if you are able to scratch that need with the minimum viable solution without overcomplicating it with jargon that are related to the underlying technology, then you win. And it's about building a block, one block at a time, building it takes time. So I can't predict when mainstream is going to hit, but I can tell you the actual straight up numbers that showed a huge decrease in monthly active users across the board in all the Web3 space after the crashes, after 3 Arrow Capital, after FTX, after a lot of these that we've seen this year. So essentially, when stuff like that happen on the micro, you can see the immediate impact on the industry, but on the macro, it just like filters out the bad stuff and makes us like build a more sustainable future. So I don't know when mainstream is gonna happen, man. That's
Got
a tough one.
got it. But yeah, let's see. I'm equally excited where this phase goes. Let's see.
I mean, I think a good answer would be mainstream is when we no longer call it Web3, when it's just the web. And then
Yeah,
Web4
yeah.
comes along.
It's just the internet now.
Absolutely.
That's a great answer. I think that would be my highlight for the day. When Web3 would be called just the internet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
an
I mean,
mainstream.
like when the first version of the internet came out, they didn't call it Web1. And when social came alive, they didn't say it's, I don't know, did they say it's Web2?
Nah,
No, they started calling it the social internet, but there was no Web
Yeah.
2. Web 2 came into when Web 3 and people started calling, okay, this is Web 3. Then people went back in time and then this is Web 2, that is Web 1. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like the major thing we should focus on is the differences between the two ecosystems, like the take rate of the industry, who is in charge of your assets? Is it you? Is it a centralized service, or et cetera, et cetera? So yeah, our job is to
got it,
highlight the differences of those.
got it. And what are your views on Instagram launching this new feature called Digital Collectible where you can add an NFT and showcase it? What are
I,
your views on it? They have been
I
live
think
in a
it's
couple of countries now.
Yeah, I think it's great. Not because I'm a fan of Instagram or whatever. It's just great for mass adoption for the whole space. It's great for artists to showcase their work and get more visibility. And it's also a great a validation for the skeptical people about the validity of this space. Yeah, look, one of the biggest companies in the world, it just is doubling down on this. Other than that, they changed their name. But yeah,
I think them
Okay.
changing their name was such a big um, moment for the industry, and a lot
It
of
was an
people are
al-
just
it was an alpha move, I would say. I mean, no
yeah.
one was naming it. People are wondering who will name it, and they just go and did and did it. And no one would expect them to do it, right? Because Facebook has been such a common house name. Everyone
Yeah.
then they just started calling themselves via Meta.
yeah, and it's a shame that some people think that metaverse is attributed to the company, whereas metaverse is an overarching concept that you cannot touch basically, and no one can actually identify what it is. It's
So,
a collection of all our digital life.
so you mentioned that you make the digital twin of a highly valued asset. Um, Tomorrow, not tomorrow, but yeah, in few years, you're gonna have metaverses. Do you think at any point you'll make them variables for the digital avatars out there and have an integration between warranty and different metaverses where
Look, that's actually a very nice question. But I'm a realist, I don't promise that specifically because it's not on the short-term or long-term roadmap.
yeah,
Simply because if you have a physical item that you got a digital twin of, which means an exact replica, Obviously, I don't know how cool that is to be worn in the metaverse, like in a digital realm or in a digital environment. The whole purpose of people interacting with such environments is because creativity is your only boundary. You are literally limited
Yeah,
by your own creativity, not by
yeah.
physics, not by anything. So you can wear a watch that's fire instead of your actual physical watch. Why would you want to wear it?
True
So that's
point.
my viewpoint.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. Yeah. What are there any open positions in your team that our viewers can look and apply at or help warranty in any other way possible?
I'd say like keep an eye on next year. We're gonna be opening a lot of positions. So beginning January, because I don't think it makes sense right now to hire before the end of the year. But yeah, we're gonna be hiring across multiple departments, primarily marketing, community managers, devs. So a lot of stuff are coming.
Great. So, thank you so much, Kareem, to give your time. And folks, keep an eye on Warranty. If you want to trade high value digital assets, that's going to be one of the place. Really, one of the very interesting, Web3 startups that I've come across. And we had a brilliant time talking with you, Kareem. So, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
it
Many
was
thanks for
amazing. Thank
having
you
me.
so much. Thank you so much. It was great.
Thank you for
So
having
yeah,
me.
well,
And
with that we can wrap the podcast. Thank you everyone for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe.